What are the social classes? In the Kingdom of Madagascar, lemurs survive on mangoes. To them, mangoes are life itself. But not every lemur gets mangoes in the same way. Mert, the little lemur at the very bottom of society, rarely has any mangoes. Most of the time, he just licks the pits that others have thrown away. Life, not so good. Morice, the king's advisor, belongs to the middle class. He has enough mangoes to eat and sometimes even some left to store away. Life, okay. And then there's King Juliac. Every morning, mangoes are brought to him, already peeled, sliced, sprinkled with golden dust, even arranged into the shape of his own face. All of it served by dancing flamingos. Life, the height of luxury. And so, lemur society is divided into three classes. The lower class, Mert, the middle class, Morice, and the upper class, Juliac. So how does this system work? Mangoes are the resources: food, shelter, opportunity, and even money. Mert gets mangoes by begging, doing odd jobs, or picking up the ones that roll off the royal banquet table. Morice earns his mangoes through labor, negotiation, and sometimes under-the-table gifts. And King Juliac? He simply declares, all the mangoes in the kingdom are royal property. Mert is in mango debt to everyone. The fruit seller, the coconut vendor, even the gecko who claims to help find mangoes, but in truth just stands there watching. Morice pays mango taxes to the king, but still keeps enough to live on and sometimes even treats himself to a coconut drink on the weekend. And King Juliac? He owes nothing to anyone, except maybe the DJ who keeps the music going at his endless mango parties. So how do you change classes? Mert dreams of being like Morice, but he needs connections, skills, and most importantly, to survive the dance contests held by the king. Morice might climb into the king's inner circle, but only if he knows how to flatter, wear a sparkling hat, and laugh heartily at all of Juliac's terrible jokes. Falling down, however, is much easier. One bad mango season, a storm sweeping through, or simply Morice getting caught stealing one of the king's mangoes. Boom! He drops straight into Mert's place. Even King Juliac, if he somehow lost the throne, unlikely unless he bans dancing, could find himself sharing mango crumbs with the others. Why do so many stay in their place? Mert stays because he has no power to change the rules. Beyond the title of citizen, he has nothing. Morice stays because the middle tier is safe, enough to live on, but never enough to threaten the throne. And King Juliac? Well, that's obvious. He's sitting comfortably on the mango throne. But why aim to move up? For Mert, it means more food, a solid roof, a soft hammock, and most importantly, mangoes to save up. For Morice, it's about power, luxury, a big house, a yacht to watch the sunset from, and the privilege of picking mangoes first, of commanding those who were once his equals. And Juliac? There's no higher rung for him to climb. The only possible upgrade is inventing new mango amusements. Mango pizza, mango perfume, mango dance floors. But what could go wrong? Debt, exploitation, mango shortages. Mert has almost nothing. If he wants to rise, he has to borrow more mangoes, make a plan, hire help. If he succeeds, he can stand alongside Morice. If he fails, the weight of his debt only grows heavier. Morice, in the middle tier, needs to spend all his saved mangoes and his connections if he wants to enter the upper circle. He might start a mango smoothie business, but if it becomes too successful, he could be taxed to death. And Juliac? He could throw mango parties so lavish they drain the entire kingdom. But that's hardly a worry. He'll simply demand more from Mert and Morice until they have nothing left to give. The core problem? The mango gap. When the rich control nearly all the mangoes, the middle class cling to their small share, while the poor survive on scraps. A cycle forms. Mert stays poor, Morice stays cautious, and Juliac stays king. Unless someone changes the system, plants more mango trees, and shares them equally. But who's really willing to do that? Different lemur lifestyles. Survival, lemur Mert, worries about each meal just to get through the day. Stable lemur, Morice, has enough for the year, with a little saved up. Supreme lemur, Juliac, so wealthy he can fill a swimming pool with mangoes and dive right in. Sound unfair? Maybe. Sometimes they even cooperate. Mert helps Morice with the harvest, Morice convinces Juliac to share, and Juliac just laughs, dances a little, and changes the subject. The risk? If the gap grows too wide, Mert stops working, Morice rebels, and Juliac is forced to cancel Mango Fiesta Friday. And that would be the real tragedy. The mathematics of inequality. Mert starts with 1 mango, earns 1 more each day, but spends 1.5, ends up with less and less. Morice has 10 mangoes, earns 5 a day, spends 3, saves 2 to build up. Juliac starts with 100 mangoes, collects 20 more through taxes, spends 15 on parties, still grows richer every day. Inequality works like compound interest, but applied to power. The more mangoes you have, the easier it is to get more. The fewer mangoes you have, the harder it is to keep them. It's like trying to climb a burning mango tree in the middle of a storm while Juliac sits at the top shouting, "Dance for me!"
Mango, oh mango, don't slip away. Mert gets just 1, while the king feasts all day.
Survival tips. Mert, learn skills, find allies, plant his own mango trees, create new sources of income. Morice, diversify, avoid royal drama unless glitter is involved. Choose friends wisely. Juliac, maybe, just maybe, learn to share. Not financial advice, not even mango advice, but remember this, the more mangoes you have, the greater the responsibility. Mert dreams of mangoes, Morice manages mangoes, Juliac rules over mangoes. But don't forget, without Mert working, Morice would have nothing to manage, and without Morice, Juliac couldn't hoard nearly as much. Yet that's not the whole truth either. Juliac uses his intelligence to create work for Morice and Mert. They have jobs, they create value, and most of that value flows back to Juliac. Juliac then uses a portion of it to pay Morice and Mert. So in the end, all 3 classes are tied together. And the real question is, who truly owns the tree?